Why look like I got a skull cap? Oh, okay, you know that. I was gonna say you got on a fucking scully.
Hey guys, what's up? No, go ahead. You
because I cursed and I didn't know.
No, it's fine. Shit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, what's up, guys? Sorry about that messy intro. This is your boy Blade. I'm finally able to do a show with my good friend Elisa. Anyways, before we get started, I just want to say we are both biracial. So, despite her appearance, Mariah Carey. So, so if you do hear the word nigga, it's. Oh, okay. Oh, SmackDown's also on. So
wrestling is just a mess.
Yes, it is. So it's gonna be very dysfunctional this live because I'm also just having fun as well. So enjoy the show. If not, oh well.
Oh, where he been at? Yeah, you notice he took Jeff Hardy off his neck because he can't hold that much.
Okay, guys, we'll give it like one few seconds to get together. This is why my lives always flop. But
one person just watched it. I don't know, but if it was, it's not a long stretch for Jeff.
Okay, so this episode, when we decided actually officially started, so,
yeah, it smell like alcohol.
Mom, we're also live streaming right now. Mom, we're live streaming right now.
We're just chatting and shit. We're gonna tell her TV down so you can talk.
Summer, we're live streaming.
This is so ghetto. Well, that one person finally left. So, oh well. Let's start without them. Okay. So, sorry about the 2 minutes of complete chaos.
But that's a look into our daily lives.
It is.
Jeff Hardy's not gonna be facing Daniel Bryan tonight.
I guess not. Okay, guys. So this episode of Chatting Old Blade, it's me. Of course, you know me already from all my other videos.
In Florida too.
And this is my friend Elisa. Okay, guys. When we get started, we're going to chat about AEW. But first, now that things kind of calm down, I want to say this. I was very upset with the whole George Floyd situation. Still am. That's not going to change at all. And the guy, Derek, that piece of shit who murdered George, no accident. I'm not going for that accident crap at all. Him and those other 4 cops all accounted for that shit.
First of all, that move, that the I guess we can, even though I use the term loosely, headlock. The maneuver that he had George in is illegal in MMA. It's illegal in MMA. I will repeat it again. It's illegal in MMA. If this thing had the capability to zoom when I'm saying it's illegal in MMA, I would do that like this is a damn TikTok video. It's illegal in MMA. So why would you think that it is okay to place someone in that? It's illegal in MMA, a combat sport, because it could kill someone. Again, it could kill someone. But now they're trying to say it's an accident because George Floyd had underlying
health conditions. Yeah. And it's bullshit. They're using every excuse in the book to try to get this guy like fucking sentence. That's why I always signed a petition to bring up from 3rd degree murder to 1st degree.
Every petition I've seen, I done put my name on.
Exactly, because
CIA about to come here after me because I am very Black Lives Matter, and I am sorry.
Me too. I tweet about it all the time. I don't hide why I stand for at all. So if people don't like it, oh well. I'm not gonna change my stripes because
I signed all those petitions, but you will not find me at jury
duty. You will not find me at jury duty either. I hate courtrooms with passion, especially when I was arrested around like 17 years old because my brother did something stupid. Never again.
Yeah, so you can't survive in jail. You can't survive in jail.
Jail can't survive me. Okay. So anyway, me and my friend want to talk about AEW. Now, before anyone who's a big AEW fan like myself, I love AEW. That's not a problem. But like I said, if you can't talk about the things you don't like about something, you're not a real fan. I don't kiss ass. I don't like everything that the product does. what I love a lot about it, different from WWE, it has its positives. She's a big WWE fan. She's been here a long time.
I am, but I do watch everything.
She keeps with AEW because of me. She does it for a favor.
I watch the things that I'm able also to be exposed to. Okay, because at the same time of watching WWE, I have watched TNA Impact when it was at its glory. Okay, I have watched TNA Impact. I have watched, Lucha Underground. Yeah, my mom, she's just straight up WWE. I listen to what is available to me, so I can sit there and watch and analyze, because wrestling, regardless if it's WWE, AAA, New Japan, it's sports, it's entertainment, it's wrestling. Wrestling is wrestling. It's just that some have more intricate Hollywood storylines, WWE, and others do not. However, unprecedented times for all of us, including the MTA. I shouldn't say it's talking shit. It's basically
no. Sometimes she does talk shit, but other times she just gives good criticism. I'll say more of the latter than the former.
Yeah, when I say I talk shit, it's me basically making fun of it on his behalf to make him annoyed and or laugh. But most of the time, it is me analyzing and kind of just like nitpicking certain things that I see, because that's what I do. That's what I do. I annoy him.
That's what she do.
Thank you. That's what I do.
It's very true. This friendship is based on her. Just to get on my last nerves.
And I'm succeeding.
She thinks.
I am.
Yeah.
I am. You are when you get to like that certain level, and his voice, you know what?
So let me talk about some quick positive like by AEW before we get to some negative. I love the product. I think Tony Khan has a good vision for AEW overall. I love Kenny Omega, John Moxley, Brody Lee. Thanks for the thumbs up. Whoever gave us the thumbs up, I appreciate that. I love Hikaru Shida. That's my girl right there. I enjoy heel Britt Baker, not face. She was born as a face. Now I enjoy many other things about AEW, Lance Archer, and so on and so forth. What I don't like about AEW, for me, when I'm starting to notice, I'm starting to see a lot of the former WWE guys get attention. When I want more of the newer guys, like the more AEW originals, like Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara does have the inner circle. I don't see that's going to last too much longer. I thought they were going to turn on him real soon. My personal opinion.
A la Evolution in 2003, 2004.
Oh, okay. When Evolution turned on Randy Orton, for those who don't know.
You're doing great. You're the man. Down. My favorite shit.
I also really don't like, because to me, this feel its direction. The women's division.
I hear voices in my head. They got me, they understand.
That's my friend's mom right
Hello,
here.
Nicole. Thank you for the laughing emoji, because that's how I feel right now. I think it's out.
Yeah, it's about finished. So, so pretty much between the women's division having no direction. I'm happy Hikaru Shida is the champion. I'm so glad she beat Nyla Rose at Double or Nothing. I also don't like how it's pretty much been just Hikaru Shida, Nyla Rose, Britt Baker, and Chris Statlander. But sometimes Big Swole. I like to see AEW mixed up with more women and not just girls they pick for the night and just don't use her ever again. I know they recently signed Anna Jay, and I hope to see more of her as well. Also Penelope Ford. But they use a lot of Penelope, but she's mostly there sometimes to help Kip Sabian. I see her do more of her own thing. Not give.
That was the reason for that face.
Yeah. So I want them to do more with the women's division. Also, I like Brian Cage, so don't take this as a moment for Brian Cage fans, because I don't think the actor Brian Cage is going to see this ever. While I'm happy for him to be part of AEW, I hope he don't get that belt from Moxley that soon. I'd rather Moxley hold it like a little longer. I personally want Moxley to lose that belt to someone who's originally for AEW. Like, there's little to no wrestling history for them. Okay, hold on.
Besides that, the simple fact that I watched the SmackDown, they're talking about this whole situation that happened on there. They're saying Jeff Hardy got arrested. Storyline, obviously. I don't know who did it, but shout out to whoever is in that crowd when they said Jeff Hardy got arrested. All you hear is them yell, again? Fucking bad. No, I'm good.
Okay, so hope I didn't get too lost in translation, but yeah, I'm just feeling like AEW getting too much attention to the more bigger wrestlers. The wrestlers have more of a bigger establishment, and I hope that changes a lot soon because I want to see Darby Allin, Kip, Joey Janela, Sonny Kiss. Trying to think more. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus. I know Luchasaurus started out at NXT, but I feel that he made a much bigger name for himself, maybe in my opinion, on AEW than he had when he was on NXT. I even mind seeing more of Brandon Cutler winning, Peter Avalon, and all that stuff like that. I just want it to be the WWE guys, the former WWE guys rather, or anyone from like Impact or TNA.
See, the thing is, I'm sitting here, so I see when she's coming before you guys do.
Bow down to the queen.
Lord. And show off our shirt collection, y'all. Okay, Lisa, now you're supposed to tell what you want to say about AEW.
I finished.
No problem. Y'all my friends. I don't care.
Okay. So, I have a lot more gripes with AEW, obviously. They're not like things that'll make you sound dumb. Like how some people will be like, I don't like wrestling because it's fake. Duh. Here's my gripes with
Not even really fake, it's fucking choreographed.
Right. Here are my gripes. Let's go. One, they have a tag division, but they don't utilize the tag division as they should. For example, it seems like it's the same rotation of guys. You'll see Best Friends, you'll see SCU, you'll see Jungle Boy Luchasaurus, you'll see the same people constantly. You'll see Young Bucks,
Private Party.
You'll see them, but they're not utilized in a tag team, like as if they're building in the division. You'll see them utilized in a 6-man or an 8-man or something along the lines. And when they do have a tag match, it's something that's kind of flying under the radar. And so now, on top of that, you have your tag champions being 2 solo competitors. It's happened. It's always happening in the world of wrestling, not just WWE or Impact or Ring of Honor or whatever the case may be. I just felt like you put 2 top single competitors and took them out of the singles division and put them into the tag division, where now those singles are going to have to start from the bottom again, which is not a problem, but it's the whole point of you have a tag team division, utilize your tag team division. Now you bring in the Revolt for WWE fans, that's the Revival. Again, that's not a problem, but now you're going to put all the focus on the Revolt instead of the people who are homegrown that should have been moved up and paid attention to from the beginning. I instantly call probably like they've only had 2 champions, but I wrong kind of but called it and then called the second one. I called his last rivalry and all of that. The way that they put the championships on people is
you probably want to be more specific, just in case the audience act like they don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of helps them to catch up.
The championships, such as the main AEW championship,
the World Heavyweight.
The very first match. The very first champion could have either been Hangman Page or Chris Jericho. From a marketing point of view, I get why you would put it on Chris Jericho because he's a bigger name. However, I think it's a mess up, a fuck up, because when you search for Chris Jericho, yeah, you'll see that he's a current competitor for AEW, but most of his work is in WWE and WCW. And WCW is now an entity of WWE. So when you search for the inaugural, the very first AEW champion, you're going to get Chris Jericho, but you're going to get all of his work with WWE because WWE hasn't erased him from their record books, from their history, from their timelines, nothing. And so now you just placed somebody who could be a fan of Chris Jericho and they're seeing him in AEW, but they're going to see him in his prime in WWE and WCW. You just led them into the hands of WCW and WWE. If you were smart and you wanted to be what you always, what AEW always claims to be, which is revolutionary and something different, then you place it on the hands of somebody that nobody really knows, because then they're going to want to be intrigued with your company and your product. Nobody really knows Hangman Page unless you follow Hangman Page. I don't know who Hangman Page is like that. I only know him from AEW. I have to do the research on it. But in knowing who Hangman Page is and knowing that he would have been the first, it would have put it where you are now being, as you say, different from WWE. You claim that WWE only markets the ones that are more known and more profitable. So then you change the pace. So instead of putting it on somebody who's more known and more profitable, you put it on Hangman Page. So that way it's something that someone can learn about. As soon as Jon Moxley showed up, I knew Jon Moxley was going to get the title. It was just a matter of time. Why? Because Jon Moxley is
the following.
At their best, that's their top dog. We could argue that it's probably Kenny Omega. You could argue it, but you can't, because right now they're not utilizing him as a solo top competitor. They're using Jon as a solo top competitor. He comes with the hype. You know who Jon Moxley is before, and if you know Dean Ambrose, as when you were in WWE, you knew who Jon Moxley was even when he was Dean Ambrose. And so the problem with that is that even now, if you look it up, Jon Moxley still will tell you about his history as Dean Ambrose. As Dean Ambrose. So, again, you're just leading them to seeing what he can do in different places. But most of his career that you can find online is going to be WWE. It's putting the titles into the not the wrong hands, so to say, but it's putting it into the popular hands versus the homegrown hands.
Yes, that's one of my things with AEW. I want them to put more focus on homegrown talent.
Yes.
That's what I'm praying, that when Jon Moxley does his title, it's not someone like Brian Cage, who's an established name. I want it to be a Jungle Boy.
That's another great.
I want it to be a Sammy Guevara. I want it to be a Darby Allin. I want it to give me MJF before you put it on someone who's already established.
That was another
go ahead,
I had,
Elisa.
which was, Brian Cage just came in and he wins a big opportunity, which I will get to why I have a problem with that opportunity.
A Casino Battle Royale, for those who don't know, that happened on Double or Nothing this last Saturday, I want to say. Yeah,
it was last Saturday. I have a problem with it on many levels, which I will get to when I get to one of my biggest gripes with AEW. But Brian Cage comes with a hype. You know him from Impact. You know him from Lucha Underground and any other various.
Ring of Honor.
I think he was in the Ring of Honor. I'm not entirely sure, but you know him from the various promotions and wrestling companies he's been with. He comes with a hype. So again, you're placing it on someone that has a hype. Just like when Brody Lee was the number one contender just recently this last Saturday. Again, you're building a hype on a match. And you're going, this has never been seen before. Yeah, you've never seen Jon Moxley versus Brody Lee, but you have seen Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper for the Intercontinental Championship probably once or twice. So it's not something that's new and revolutionary. Coming into now my new big old gripes. My biggest gripe, my biggest problem with AEW.
Hold on, just add them out. Andrew, trying to keep it a little more down, you don't mind? Thank you, Miss Anna.
It's not what they give you when you see the show, because it is entertaining, as it should be, and it's going to be hard to be entirely entertaining right now during COVID, and you've got no fans to really just sucker you in because you're listening to the chants and you hear them when something happens, and all of a sudden you look it up from the phone like, oh, what happened? It's hard, and I get it. But my big problem is in the form of Cody Rhodes.
She has a lot of problems concerning Cody Rhodes.
Now, don't get it twisted. I don't hate Cody Rhodes. I don't. He's a very talented competitor. I will give you that. But there has been an instance where Cody has gone on the record saying that the big problem that he had was Triple H was going for a title when Triple H is considered a suit. He is a suit, not considered, but he's a suit. But you know that he's considered a suit, and he was chasing the WWE Championship at the time. He was like, you shouldn't be chasing a title if you're an executive. You have other people on your roster that you should be utilizing for these championships. And I get it, because Cody was right. You do have an entire roster full of mid-card, jobber, even high main card people that weren't in the title picture that you could have used.
Exactly.
But Triple H decided to
put himself in there. Yeah.
Jump forward and put himself in. Now, this is where my gripe comes in. Cody openly said that. But now here you are as somewhat of a suit of AEW. You are now synonymous with the creation of AEW, regardless if Tony Khan is there. You are now synonymous with the creation of AEW. You are now considered a suit. You have gone on the record to say how you helped create this, how you helped with writing the storyline, saying that you had like
finding the talent.
Right, and having like 6 months worth of storyline written. So you are now considered a suit. You are a booker. You are whatever you need to be. You are a suit. Why do you have the AEW TNT Television Championship when you should not have it? Because you have an entire roster of homegrown people that could have had the title. You could have given it to Darby Allin. You could have given it to the most overman AEW, Orange Cassidy.
She loves Orange Cassidy. She does.
You could have given it to Darby Allin. You could have given it to Orange Cassidy. You could have given it to anybody that you have. You could have given it to Shawn Spears. He ain't doing nothing but sitting around and catering anyway. You could have gave it to one of them, but you haven't because you wanted to put it on you. It was decided to put it on you. What makes the situation different for Triple H chasing a title than you chasing a title? You're both suits, and you both had other people that could have held on to those titles. It's like the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, no, but I would say this to Cody's defense. Maybe Cody is not because he's synonymous with AEW, the team in the TNT network because of the success of it. Why they thought, you know what, let Cody be the first champion. And I think because of previous pay-per-view, I know you already he took the loss. So I think the TNT championship was his due for finally get a big win.
So in the counter to that, as you said, Cody is synonymous with AEW and all of that, and you know the creation and all of that, and I get that. But in the same turn, Triple H is synonymous with the resurrection of WWE. He's synonymous with turning the tide and making NXT. He's synonymous with having all of this, you know, amazingness that we can literally see on pay-per-views. Okay, he's synonymous with that.
True.
So why is it that a man who was revolutionary at a different point in time versus a man that's revolutionary in making a company different? They're not. They both did what they had to do in their companies to make something better or possibly worse. You never know. But they did what they needed to do. The simple fact that you are now synonymous in having your hand in the creation of something, or synonymous with having your hand in being, you know, in being a suit, so to speak. You should not have, there should be no difference between the two.
But I would say this, should Cody never have a title opportunity?
I'm not saying he shouldn't. But in order for that to happen, I believe he would have to step all the way back from whatever AEW like suitness that he could.
Okay, but so he has to lose his position as a authority figure in order for him.
Yes. Because to me, if you're sitting there and you're behind the scenes and you're making, you know, the pay-per-views and you're producing and you're booking and you're doing whatever you need to do, then you are setting it up to make it where it works in your favor somehow, some way.
But he has a fan following that, you know, people want to. Yep. Okay, but so he has a fan following who's more active, Cody or Triple H?
But it's
Cody. So therefore, Cody has that following, and so people are going to want to see. I know for a fact people kind of pissed off that Cody kept taking those losses on pay-per-view.
I was not upset.
I mean, not you, but
the reason why I'm not upset about it is because yes, I can see that he wants to participate and do all of these things because he's an active competitor. Fine. In the same retrospect, Triple H never retired. He's an active competitor. So I ask again, what is the difference? There is no difference. There is none. The only difference between the two, Triple H has already had his title runs. Cody has not. Okay? I get that. But at the same time, they're literally the same thing. They're both men who are active competitors on their own respective rosters that can chase the title whenever they see fit. Why is it okay for Cody to do it in AEW when he was just bashing that Triple H did it in WWE? It's the pot calling the kettle black. You can't do that. You can't either suspend yourself from whatever you're doing as a backstage and, part of whatever.
I disagree. I feel like in a sense, I get what you're saying. It is the pot calling the kettle black. Because Cody, your suit, Triple H's suit, that gives us an opportunity. The thing is with Cody, I'm going based on how they things are done on AEW, how it's more fair, how people listen more. They need to listen a lot more in terms of certain things. But how people listen. If you're not that person constantly, I'm booking myself to win. I'm booking myself to look great all the time, whatever else gets shit on. I feel it's okay to have the best of both worlds. You write stories, but you also don't always make yourself the main guy. You do it fair. Like, yeah, you win them big some moments, but you also lose them too.
All right, so when you say it in that way, how are you so sure that Triple H didn't also do it that way?
I can't say it. Now I'm not going to say Triple H didn't.
That's what I'm saying. You can't sit there and say that they're two different spectrums. They're literally on the same spectrum.
I mean, Triple H had good intention. What's the good thing for the Booker T situation with Triple H? That was not a good intention.
No, that wasn't. But the whole point that I'm getting on is you were in said company. You said what you said. And then you go and you make your own and you do the exact same thing that Triple H did that you just came down on him for. That makes no damn sense. That makes no sense. That's like if you and I had two different YouTube channels, okay? Same content. You and I, or let's say I had it first, okay? We make it, we do this all the time. And you go off and or it's like one day you get on it without me and you say how, or you're on Twitter, we're not streaming. You're like, I just don't like how I'm featured once a week and she's on every day. Why does she get to be on every day talking about, food, K-pop, white men, whatever the case may be, whatever I feel like on that day. And then you get your own channel. You make your own channel. You create this buzz about your own channel. And then you get on every day and you talk about food, anime, white men.
No, black men.
I don't know. It could be anything in general. But it's like, how could you go and say something that you publicly don't like and then go and do it in your own company?
I mean, that's true. I mean, again, that's not gonna knock that. At the end of the day, all both suits. I fully agree with you on that one. But I think what Cody meant and say, like, you know what? That's because the shady history. Let's not pretend that Vince McMahon.
I still got a whole bunch to say about Cody because this week he got on my damn nerves.
Well, you can continue in a second. I ain't telling you to stop.
I'm just going to
say, go the fuck in if you need to. Now's the time.
If you don't know it, I'm pretty sure because she's watching. She tweeted about it. My best friend said there's a picture of Chris Jericho holding the thing, the large ass piece of paper that was supposed to be Dave Malenko's all of his moveset, and it was just like literally 2 moves and then an arm bar. If you don't know what that is, Google it. Just put Chris Jericho list. You'll find him holding the dumb list from WWE, and then there's WCW paper list. Okay, that's how I feel about Cody Rhodes. I got a list.
Oh, Nicole said her favorite meme.
See, because she's watching, and I know.
So
she knows what I'm talking about. That's how I feel. When you say what you want to say, and I can get back to my gripe about Cody Rhodes, I will open up that list.
You can go ahead and say, but I want to say this real quick. I feel because Cody knows how the backstage policy between WWE, how Vince McMahon from Triple H did shit, how they shitted on him. Because he was Dusty Rhodes' son. Let's not act like they treated Cody well. They did not. The Stardust situation is proof how bad they fucking treated Cody Rhodes.
I thought he came up with Stardust.
You really thought that bullshit was him? If that was, oh my God. But I would thought it was something Vince McMahon wanted to fucking do.
Listen, he was going through a loss. Sometimes you got to cope in a different way. Some people, they do art. Some people, they smoke weed. Maybe he wanted to be Stardust. Who knows?
I thought Stardust was a Vince McMahon. If Cody chose Stardust, oh my God, what a shitty gimmick. I'm sorry, it was shit to me. The suits look okay, but they're turning on his brother, Goldust, back now Dustin Rhodes, as we know him. But I thought that was a WWE thing. I could be dead ass wrong, but I thought it was a WWE thing. But now, you go ahead and say what you want to say about Cody Rhodes.
Okay, let's break out the list. So I already said why I have a problem with him pot calling the kettle black, doing all that. Two, I have a problem with Cody because this week, starting from Saturday. Let's start from Saturday with the pay-per-view, Double or Nothing. Is that
Double or
right?
Nothing's
Double or
correct.
Nothing. Let's start with the simple fact of since the inception of AEW, always said it was going to be something different, something revolutionary. Why am I able to call your storylines before you even do it? Why am I able to call what's happening? I don't even watch your product like that. Why do I know?
She ain't call. He called with beating Nala though.
No, that one I did not. But it's the whole point. Actually, I low-key did.
Low-key did. You low-key how? How, friend? How?
So the first, remember I kept saying, somehow I was like, wouldn't it be messed up? And it was on irony, but it seems like it fits. I was like, wouldn't it be messed up if the way that they have the women's division is that because the very first inaugural women's AEW champion was of Japanese descent.
We hope, but you also don't know.
After that, I didn't see Sheamus' chest. Anyway.
Shit. Yeah, I saw it. It's red.
Oh, okay. After that, she lost the title to Nyla Rose, someone who she's Native American, but in all sense of the term, she's of an American descent, who then lost the title to a Japanese
woman.
And I said, wouldn't it be messed up if it goes Japanese American?
She thinks Britt Baker's next in line for that belt.
Watch it be Britt. Once her knee is better, because they're riding on her too much. Her knee, I honestly also think, even though technically you can't really say that, I don't want to wish bad things. I do wish her a good recovery, a speedy recovery. I do think that the knee is a work, so to speak. Like, it's messed up, but not in the sense where she needs to be pushed out in a wheelchair.
So you come out real soon. She's coming back real soon.
That's what I'm saying. They're pushing it for the ratings. She could, honestly be injured.
If she is injured, God bless her, hope you recover. And I like Britt Baker.
Yeah, regardless of the situation, I do hope you recover. But the whole point is that I think she doesn't need a damn chair. Back to this Cody thing. What was that Casino Royale? What was that?
Okay, the Casino Royale was a little messy. And wasn't bad all bad.
Casino Royale is literally Cody having a fucking fitted hat or whatever. He's got a. Let's be real. We all know Cody's white. He's got a MAGA hat. Okay, we all know. We remember his private Twitter. We remember it. Anyway,
she's out of Prince thing. And my friend's watching SmackDown, so you guys gotta let her enjoy her SmackDown. In hindsight, I should have seen a little later.
Everybody remembers. If you don't remember, please find somebody that probably knows. Prince CGR, which is Cody Garrett Runnels, his private where he was a racist MAGA. Anyway, he's probably sitting there with his MAGA hat, and he wrote down all the concepts of WWE pay-per-views and put it in a hat, in that MAGA hat, shook it up, and then pulled out 2 pieces of paper. And that's what that Casino Royale was, because it was literally 9 entrants that come out in what, like a 2.5 minute?
It was 9, yeah. 2.5 minutes, yeah. 2.5
minute time limit. There goes Royal Rumble. Throw that, because everybody in Royal Rumble, a new entrant comes in every 90 seconds. So it's not 90 seconds. That's the shortest 90 seconds I've ever seen in my life. But you get it. Royal Rumble. Oh. And they must climb a ladder to retrieve a big old
chip.
Now, doesn't that sound like climbing a ladder to retrieve a big old briefcase?
Yes. And to that defense, not everything in wrestling is going to be original. It's impossible. People have thrown so many ideas in the past. When you put your own unique twist on it, I feel it's satisfactory. That's me. I know it's not going to go for her, but for me, as long as you do make it feel different, I feel like, it doesn't feel like straight up you had no bright idea of your own.
Here's the thing. So, as you said, make it feel different. I'm about to do something I ain't never really done before in my life.
Go ahead.
I'm going to sit here and big up TNA for that shit. Here's why. Feast or Fired.
Yeah, it needs to explain Feast or Fired to me in the
Feast or Fired. If you don't know what Feast or Fired is, it was basically, it's somewhat of the same concept, kind of like Money in the Bank. However, there was, I think there's like 4 or 5 briefcases. Let me see. I think it's 1. It's about 4 or 5 briefcases. I could be wrong.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
So
but series of competitors. Everybody gets a briefcase in that show, like in that match. Everybody gets a briefcase. However, everybody's briefcase is different.
Heist of the century.
So one, Heist of the Century. One, I'm a Seth Rollins.
Yeah, she is. Big Seth Rollins fan.
Anyway, one is for a shot at the TNA main heavyweight championship. Then there's one for the X division. There's one for the tag team. There's one, and then I think it's only maybe 4 because it was the main title, X division, tag team, and then one briefcase with an actual pink slip fired. They took the concept of Money in the Bank and changed it into something where everybody, it's like a Russian roulette of sorts. You grab a briefcase and you hope and pray that it ain't got no damn pink slip in it. And then if you're a singles competitor and you got a tag team one, you better hope and pray you didn't make a lot of enemies, that somebody wants to be a tag team champion with you. And then there's also there's an option C that they also have with Feast or Fire, which is basically if you grab a briefcase that's for the X Division Championship, you can trade that in for a chance at the TNA Championship. I think that's how Tessa actually won, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Tessa did an option C, and then she was going against Sally Camp.
That's the same Calloway.
Callahan.
Shit. Well, shit.
We both fucked up. Who cares? Nobody cares. And then obviously she won, and now Moose is running around with TNA Championship when Tessa's still technically the Impact Champion, which is the right championship. Anyway, you could have done what TNA did, which was take the Money in the Bank concept and make it different. They did not. Only thing that they did different was instead of grabbing a briefcase, you grab an oversized fucking chip that doesn't even open, by the way. You just
so what is it open? The chip like it's a chip.
Was it too much in the non-existent budget that AEW has to get something that's going to open up like a fucking briefcase?
Well, they didn't want to do a briefcase. I don't know. Oh, copy and boring.
I mean, it's bad enough they probably can't even afford the medical insurance. Now
Right. They shit on their insurance.
Anyway. It was the same natural concept. Grab the chip. And oh my god, you got
the chip. But I was confused with the chip though.
A chance.
I thought the chip was for the TNT championship.
No.
It was for the heavyweight.
Yeah.
That's only I was confused about. That's me.
That shit was for the main. And you
got
Money in the Bank.
But I mean, the right side, I like to see them. I like Brian Cage. I like to see him build up. But even if he gets the belt some down the line in the future, I hope he takes from someone else, not John Moxley.
Brian Cage is literally just AEW's response to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and you know what? Brock Lesnar's not the first Brock Lesnar. He's not going to be the last.
And he's not going to be the last. But again, that's someone who's seen Brian Cage. When he was just Cage in Lucha Underground, Brian Cage in Impact. He's not that strong on the mic.
So Taz is his advocate. And a lot of people are comparing Brian Cage and Taz to Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar.
If the shoe fits.
Well, like Taz said, then Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman is a standard. Paul Heyman's not the first badass on the mic, and he's not going to be the last. So that means
Paul Heyman is the man.
If the shoe fits.
I'm talking about WWE people, y'all.
I'm just saying,
this is my life.
If the shoe fits, listen, Christina Aguilera said it best, okay? If the shoe fits, wear it, bitch. The shoe fits. The shoe fits.
I wish I had another bottle.
If you did, I would have cracked it over your head. The shoe fits.
So don't get me wrong. Paul Heyman's dope. Paul Heyman's one of the best, the most baddest motherfuckers on the mic. I don't give a fuck what no one says. But I do kind of feel when people hate getting compared to someone, they're not trying to be that person. It just happen to be in a similar role. But I'm not trying to be you. And honestly, that's not what Taz and Brian Cage are trying to be the next Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. So that's why I kind of, it doesn't piss me off because honestly, it's not that serious. But I do feel, hey, that's not what their angle is. Then why did I be compared to Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar? If
that wasn't the angle, if I was Taz, I'd take that as the highest compliment because Paul Heyman is king on the mic, okay?
He is.
King on the mic. King. If I could, I'd have him advocate me out of anything. Don't want to go to work? Paul, call him and tell him why I don't want to go to work. Calling out.
Paul, I want to marry that person who's already in a relationship. Tell them why that person should leave their spouse and be with me.
Onyx, your girl is on.
Quiet, Lacey Evans. No, I'm a Sasha Banks and Naomi fan. They've been pushing Lacey on me forever. I don't deal with Lacey.
It's not pushing if you don't.
They've been pushing Lacey on me forever.
It's not pushing if you don't resist.
He's
a Lacey Evans fan.
No, I'm not. Trust me, y'all.
Everybody who's watching, all 2 of you,
I will
please
close the
send-
YouTube channel before I come a Lacey Evans thing.
Send him your best Lacey Evans artwork,
Don't
Lacey
do
Evans gifts.
Don't.
Lacey
Don't. I will
Evans,
block you.
Lacey Evans and original character fanfics.
I will block you.
He welcomes all of it.
I
And
do
if
not.
you write it, and you describe him to a T to make him feel like they.
I'll set that guy. Cash at me $5 for each person who does that.
Don't do. He wants it for free.
No, I do not want it for free. You gotta cash at me $5 because that's how much I'm annoyed I'm gonna be. Okay, so anything else about AEW you want to discuss? Or
Yes,
you good? Okay.
no,
Oh,
I got it.
oh.
List, nigga,
Okay,
list.
go in then.
List.
Shit, 'cause I want to fucking talk about Lacey Evans.
Anyway, I feel like when it comes to Cody, he has this ideology that because he is the son of Dusty Rhodes, one of the greatest promotion gods, man who could teach you how to cut a promo unlike any other. Okay, his presence and everything, his knowledge and his playbook is so deep into NXT that it shows in NXT. It's so deep in WWE. You gotta remember, he had it in like NWA, bought that to WCW, bought it to WWE. That playbook has seen so many different promotions that it has been used and rewritten. And I think Cody's biggest thing is that he believes that because he's the son of Dusty, that makes him able to see that playbook and make it and use it and think that he's doing something new. No, you're not. You're not. Just because you were able to take the idea of the Royal Rumble and the idea of Money in the Bank and make Casino Royale makes you think that you think outside the box. No, because I literally just told you that is Money in the Bank and Royal Rumble put together in a drunken room. It's the same shit. Just like I don't. How can I say this? Wednesday, he came on TV. He had the title. He did his little speech. That's cute. But the words that he uttered, saying that he was going to change, he was going to turn the pace and cut himself a schedule that no other wrestler has done before, and come out every week for the AEW TNT Championship and issue an open challenge. You mean to tell me that's never been done before? Because it has. It has. Google it. John Cena's United States Championship reign. Open challenge every week. Okay? It brought in the talent to the main roster. It brought it up to Sami Zayn. It brought classics between him and Finn Balor. Classics between him and Cesaro. It was
very good.
Literally, you could not write the type of matches that they had. Thank you. But the whole point is that you cannot say that you're going to do something that has never been done before. If I can go on Google and find it and see John Cena doing that for about 3 to 4 months straight while he had the United States Championship, because he defended it every week and on a pay-per-view. And all of a sudden you want to decide that that's how it goes and it's never been done before? Fuck you, CRG or CGR, whatever you want to be. You and your neck tattoo. That's not. It's not revolutionary. It's not. It's been done before. You cannot say, "Oh, this is gonna be amazing." Maybe, but it's been seen. I understand it's new for your company, but it's been seen. It's been done. It's been acclaimed, and nobody complained about that shit. Not a single person on this planet that watched WWE.
No, that was good. John Cena's open challenge was great.
Maybe some
only people
did.
Like tired John Cena, but
right. Maybe
outside
some
of that,
people did. But the whole aspect and the whole idea of the open challenge
isn't revolutionary. Even I can't say that. It's not.
It's not.
And I love AEW, but it's not.
The fact that you want to say something that nobody's done before, no other wrestler has done before. He literally had that open challenge probably every day. That's probably where the 24/7 championship idea came from at this point.
That's a stupid fucking idea. That's funny. You know, the hardcore titles like that. I believe you guys told me like that.
Yeah, the hardcore title was like that, but since everything is PG and WWE's publicly traded, you can't openly
Say hardcore.
say it's a hardcore title, so you gotta say it's 24/7.
Because they hardcore.
I was going to say something. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna do it. I'll save it for off the air.
Our best content usually is off the air.
All gloves come off, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Best commentary is off the air. I don't know. I just, like I said, my biggest gripe and problem is, I guess, that it's just the ideology that Cody has. And I can't put the blame on Cody for, like, the Casino Royale thing. It might not even have been his idea. I can't. But at the same time, I just can't let it slide that you spent months, years even, preaching the gospel that this was going to be something different, something revolutionary. It's going to be the opposite of WWE, and it's going to be, it's going to be more.
Well, AEW is still very much distinguishable from WWE. It has, it's similar, but it is very still distinguishable from WWE.
That's the thing. For someone who has watched the WWE content since, like, birth, I can see it's not that much of a difference. The only difference that you have is that it's a new set of players, possibly different settings of things. But it's not, it's essentially still.
But I think AEW a lot more open than compared to WWE.
Oh, yes, they're very more creatively open. Let's talk about the Stadium Stampede.
That's saying, I'm talking about not that. I'm talking about like the people they use on the roster.
But you still see the same people all the time. They have Sunny Kiss. They still ain't used them yet. They used them what? Wednesday for about 5 minutes?
Yeah, as a crime, Sunny Kiss is on the floor. I do admit, I like to see more Sunny Kiss. Not just a gaming, he's a talented wrestler.
It's still not different because they still have a mid card area that they don't utilize as much as they should.
I agree.
Because again, there was that middle card that could have had that TNT championship, but who's holding it?
I mean, yes. But I think Cody's a good starter champion. I agree with that. I do think Cody is a good starter. He's like the most. But TNT, that's the mid-card championship. But unlike the heavy championship that needs to go to one of AEW's more.
It should have went to somebody who is homegrown that is not in.
And the perfect world should have been Darby Allin, in my opinion. In the perfect world, Darby Allin should be TNT champion. But I don't have a fault with Cody being a champion. As long as it's used to help build up the mid card.
I just see it as if this was supposed to be something that is a brand new title, and you're supposed to be distinguishing that you're different. You're not going to use your top names to always be a champion. Then give it to somebody who is a mid card that was homegrown, because it should have went there. It should not have gone to Cody, who is somebody that you can easily Google and you will find his career.
True. But let's hope that the next TNT champion, because Cody's not gonna have it forever. Probably have it for like a good couple months, maybe a year. But let's hope the next champion is someone who's AEW homegrown.
You shouldn't have had it.
You can't be too. I mean, they introduced a new title. And fans, us AEW fans, been wanting that for a minute. We've been crying about that on Twitter for a minute. So I'm happy to see a secondary champion for the men to go for. I'm just waiting for the women to get another title to go for. Excuse me. I'm waiting for the women's division to get better in general, and I hope she has some words for that as well. Because I know we talked about how we feel about the women's division in AEW.
The women's division is not yet.
I mean, if that's you're done with Cody.
Here's the thing. I can't say nothing because I'm a WWE man, and you see their women's division. It's gotten better.
It's gotten better. It's not. I mean, it's still the Charlotte show.
I've sat through all the
Sasha for champ, y'all.
Nicole will be the only one that agrees with me on that. I ain't for that life.
Nicole's a woman of great wisdom. That's why I feel good. Hey, Machiavelli. Thanks, man, for stopping by.
Like I said, hello. Their women's division ain't entirely great either. WWE.
I mean, WWE's women's division is not. I mean, the World division is not bad.
It's not.
It's not.
Could be better.
It'll be better. SmackDown's the one I feel like is awful right now. But I feel like it's focused too much on Bayley being Bayley. And I don't hate Bayley. Even though I was not a Sasha Banks person, which I am, I still feel like Bayley had the title for too long. It's time to
now that's where I'm gonna put up a little bit of an argument.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not really into Bayley's reign either. However, Bayley and where's the social distance?
Hey man, it's like the only person I've really been around besides her and her mom and my roommate.
He's around me all the time. He doesn't know what social distance is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much for that, right? I'm not into Bayley's reign entirely too much myself, okay? But I think in the sense of the 4 horsewomen, she was the most overlooked.
She was.
Okay? So in this sense, this is her establishing herself as someone to actually look at. Because when you look at it, it's like Charlotte has the reins, obviously.
She has the reins, the name.
The reins and the name. Becky has already made the history.
As the man, the 2 belt.
Right. Sasha has also made the history.
NXT wise to me. NXT in that first match she had with Charlotte in the field.
I was going to say, she was literally in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, but Sasha's history is more like she's always there to elevate the other women, in my opinion. That's me. Maybe I feel that way alone.
I mean, I can understand that, and I won't argue that one. That one is probably arguably true. But at the same time, in the sense of them, like I said, Bayley was the one who was the most overlooked. When Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky came up, Bayley was left behind. She was left in the reins by herself. So I think this is, their chance to really show that Bayley being a champion is not a one-off. So they're giving her that time to really just shine and be that.
I agree.
That face.
But how long?
Right. So after a while, you're just like, yeah, okay, I'm over it, which is what I'm at. But I think that's what they're alluding to because she's already got, I think she's like the longest reign in, we'll get to that one, the opinion.
Oh.
We'll get to that.
Oh, we'll get to it.
They already are giving her the history of, I think, longest SmackDown?
Yeah, she is. SmackDown champion. She is.
They're giving her that. She's also the very first to be Grand Slam. She's done something no other 4 horsewoman has done. She's the first Grand Slam. Point blank period.
That's true.
Right? So, I guess
that's the tag, the War, the SmackDown, and the NXT, right?
Yeah, and Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, yeah.
Remember, her and Oscar are the only 2.
Grand Slams, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm on.
I can't. Anyway, it's long and it's boring, but they're establishing something for her.
But it needs to wrap it up. Okay, I feel like it's like when Dave Chappelle wrap that shit up.
Wrap
that shit up. I'm not hating on Bayley, a good one, but it's time for SmackDown needs another woman. Even if it's not my girl Sasha, put her on freaking Lacey Evans. You could put it on Tamina.
See, he's supporting this queen, Lacey. You see that?
You can put it on Tamina. Give Tamina a shot. I know it's a shout out. Dana.
Read that. Put it back on my queen.
What? I don't know what was that about, guys.
No, nobody really wants to see another
That's
Charlotte.
her NXT women.
Nobody really wants to see
no one wants to see another Charlotte
reign.
one.
I barely want to see her reign in NXT. I'm tired.
Look,
Imagine
some
how
respect on her name.
Imagine how tired we are.
Imagine how tired the whole woman's roster is.
Imagine how tired we are.
Don't make me come over here and unplug the gas phone.
Okay, now let's do Undertaker real quick. Great wrestler during his time, but when I found that he resigned for another 15 years for WWE, I was kind of like my face wanted to drop.
Has that actually been confirmed?
I mean, I'm not sure it hasn't been confirmed, but I hope it's not true.
Undertaker signing for like the other 15 for like another 15 years.
That's true? I thought that was true.
It was true.
I'm like, is that stupid to me? You're too old to do this now, Undertaker. Mark. And I don't mean to be shitty on old. I'm not ageist at all, but I feel WWE wrestling is physical sport. Obviously.
Now, I think that the contract that he signed is really just a Legends contract.
I mean,
those who are
hopefully,
unfamiliar with the one question, is that a mirror in the back or is that another room?
another room.
Kitchen. For those who are not familiar with the Legends contract, you sign a Legends contract where you basically show up probably like once, twice a year, maybe get a certain amount of money, and that's how it stays. It's kind of like basically you sign a contract to retire and show up when you just want to or need to show up, which is essentially what he has been doing as Mr. WrestleMania.
Man, it seems like if it's like that, the way I heard it, it just sounded like what the fuck to me. But if it's like, oh, okay, on the same time, we have another 15 years, but you know, you wrestle when we need you. It's not like we're gonna have you like it's like similar to Edge, but less than what Edge does.
Well, Edge did not sign a Legends contract.
I mean,
Edge signed a contract.
But obviously, it's like he's not committed the rest of the way. Like
no,
I
think he does like maybe 3-4 matches in a year. If that, I could be wrong. I would have to. Edge. Still, it's the whole point of. I think he really just signed essentially a Legends contract, and with that Legends contract,
Machiavelli, I agree.
Yeah, he had a 40-win streak.
Yeah,
the man was unstoppable
until Brock. Which to me, it wasn't a terrible thing for him to lose to Brock at that time. Because Brock is a great wrestler. He's just annoying now how he.
I think for me. And maybe it's just me.
Go ahead.
I don't think Brock should have been. It's bad that I say.
I think Shawn Michaels should have been part of the one.
Maybe. I would have went with Shawn. I would have went with anybody that he really had such big.
It was him who they say he really wanted to end his streak.
I think it was Edge before.
He said Edge?
I know they approached Edge before.
No, not me, Machiavelli. I can't do that.
No, I can't do that. I end up with a headache for like 14 days. Roll your eyes in the back of the head.
My wrestling.
I can do it.
Yeah, Mom can do it.
Oh, she's a big John Cena girl. You got so I'm not a John Cena person. But
I can do that.
You can do it?
Yeah.
You want to come over here and do it?
All right, so we're gonna hold that.
We have to leave it alone, Machiavelli.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I can't do it,
I can only roll my eyes when I'm annoyed.
My friend's mom's gonna attempt to do it.
See, I can't do it.
Look at me. Come on, turn around and look. I don't know if they can see it.
They can see you.
Now, Alexa, we know you've been.
It's not bad. I mean, she did do it. You can't see her too well.
Yeah, she did it.
She did it, but she had to be super close to my camera. Let me get out the way real quick, Miss Anna. You want to get? Let's sit here real quick and try. Yeah, like we're doing a live right now.
All right. It's become a family affair now. Now you know you should really stop before you end up.
Yeah, don't mess with your eyes though.
Your head.
It's not worth it for a screen.
Yeah.
Thank you, though, Miss Anna. No problem. Go ahead.
Oh, speak of Bailey and she arrives. John Cena.
Oh, they're like family to me. They're Puerto Ricans. I'm Dominican, but they're like family to me.
I'm coming. They're gonna go for the crown jump for the belt.
It probably are. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw about
John Cena.
Okay, yeah.
I've been summoned. Don't get it twisted. I have a whole bunch of the Seth Rollins figurines. I've seen that man 50 million times. I love.
I just bought you.
I don't want to go in the back and get it.
I get it. I just bought her one yesterday.
Anyway, I Seth Rollins fan through and through. However, before there was even a Seth Rollins, it was a John Cena. There's also a random kid in the back. But,
she's an adult. She's younger than us. That's why.
But she's an adult. Why are you looking like that? Oh, she's. Anyway, John Cena, and I will take no arguments.
Don't want me to pull them all out.
Yeah, no.
Nah, we'll be here all day.
Yeah.
I will end the stream till like 3 hours later if we did that.
John Cena, I will take no arguments. There's hair dye on my hand. I don't care. East. John Cena, I will take no arguments on this. Has solidified himself as one of, I'm not saying he is the top, but he's one of greatest of all time. And the reason why I say that is because I don't mean it on a technical sense, because even in the ring, he was still growing and evolving, because Lord knows he ain't pull out no damn sunset flips until he got in the ring with Kevin Owens back in, what was that, like 2016, 2017, as early as 2018. But no one on the current roster As a matter of fact, nobody really in the past even. The closest one that got there was Triple H.
The Rock? Hello?
The Rock is a different category of it. I mean, in the sense of when it comes to like longevity, the title reigns, all of that. John Cena takes the cake on that. The only person that, like at that point, his only competition at this moment, still his only competition is Ric Flair when it comes to championships. Unless Charlotte gets it, and then
Charlotte was surpassing
And she's
both.
on her way.
Charlotte girl right there.
Charlotte Flair, you've done it again. But his only
We're actually talking
competition,
about the actual Charlotte Flair, not the other ones. Because you know, this blonde Charlotte, this midget Charlotte Flair. There's not as talented Charlotte Flair. There's military Charlotte Flair.
athletic Charlotte Flair, black Charlotte Flair, Puerto Rican
Oh,
Charlotte
look,
Flair.
Josh's man and Daly again.
Honestly, I thought you'd never ask. Let's get a referee out here, shall we?
I missed all of that.
We'll have to catch that later. It actually looks good right here on SmackDown.
What about Snoop Dogg?
Oh, yeah, we try to be
I mean, I'm
Machiavelli.
pretty
Thank
sure-
you so much for thinking we're cool, by the way.
I'm the cooler one. Look at that. You got 4 people watching. Wanna know why? Because of me.
You know what? Man? What?
Because of
What?
me. I told you when you get your view, what's up? You're welcome. You're welcome. Snoop Dogg is probably not allowed backstage because of the wellness policy.
You can get round the clock protection.
But he did do his cousin's interest music recently, didn't he?
Yeah, but they were probably in separate dressing rooms because of the wellness policy.
Oh Lord.
Wellness policy. That's all I gotta say. Wellness policy.
Okay, anything else you want to talk about? Because it's like the longest I let my show go for.
Because I'm here and I got a lot to say.
Okay.
And I'm a
Man, we can keep going. You want to?
I'm a catch for the show.
Okay.
It's hard to book me these days.
My roommate watched anime. I'm not a big anime person. The last anime I watched was Pella Magi, the Rebellion movie, and I watched some of the new one on YouTube sometimes. But I'm not a big anime person. I love anime, but I don't really watch it.
I tried to get into it. I just
And
I watch
she
it.
doesn't mess with that at all. She has some knowledge of certain characters mainly from My Hero Academy.
I know from My Hero Academia, One Punch Man.
Everybody knows Naruto on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
And
I know.
Sailor Moon.
I know bare minimum of like Attack on Titan, but Sailor Moon.
Sailor
oh
Moon,
my
yes.
God.
Yeah, we can talk about Sailor Moon. We both watch that.
Sailor Moon is shit. Sailor Jupiter will always be that bitch.
I'm a Sailor Venus guy. And I also like Sailor Pluto.
I'm surprised you don't like Sailor Uranus.
Oh, yeah. Your name is
I heard that.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Anyone watch Narcos? I never even heard of Narcos.
You never heard of Narcos?
No.
I
What is
haven't
that?
watched it, but I heard of it.
I never. Is that a Netflix thing?
You can watch it on Netflix and Hulu, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I never heard of
But
Narcos.
Narcos, I've been told it's a very, very good show. I probably should get into it at one point. Being
Okay.
that we're in quarantine and I got nothing else to do.
Oh, maybe check out and we'll let you know next live. I'll let you know if I like Narcos or not. I'm not a big TV person, right? I mainly watch AEW, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and I watch RuPaul's Drag Race with them, and that's about it.
Today is the crowning.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that action.
Yeah, we're watching RuPaul's Drag Race tonight. But y'all sure that can dance to the cha cha cha. I depends how drunk I am. So I really can't say that too
As
much.
someone who has seen you drunk. That's a very true statement.
So
That is a very true statement.
other than that, so anything else you want to discuss? Or I mean, because this was fun.
Yeah.
This was very fun, but I'm kind of ready to wrap it up.
If you're ready to wrap it up, we can wrap it up. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, no, I don't mean. We always talk about the George Floyd thing when we started. We spoke how we felt about that. We did an AEW talk.
Yeah.
We even mentioned some WWE stuff, and I had fun with this show. And once again, I know I joke about this. I'm glad you did a show with me. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. So, if you guys are done, anyone has to ask us a quick question? Serious?
Let's talk about serious stuff like pineapple on pizza.
Oh, I love pineapple pizza. They don't.
I don't.
I love pineapple
I
pizza.
don't like
Oh, thank you, Miss Anna. I love pineapple pizza.
Pineapple, anything with pineapple.
I get it from like a culinary point of view. The
It's so
sweet
good.
cuts out the salty, so I get it. However, I like my pineapples in my fruit salad.
I'm eating pineapple salsa right now.
Don't they have a real rice burrito?
I like the with Sasha. Yeah, but like, but it kind of calmed down.
Somebody punch somebody for real.
Stop. I love pineapple pizza.
Nicole likes it. I don't like it.
Thank you.
I don't care. I'll be odd man out on that one. Like I said, it's not for me. It's an acquired taste, just like some people don't like sushi.
I don't like sushi.
I love sushi. So again, and my mom dislikes it. So again, I will be the odd man out. It's an acquired taste. You know, I was gonna say something like really bad, like one of our off-camera things that we usually say, but I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna hold that till we're off camera, and then I'm gonna say it.
She is. It's probably something gay related.
It is. It is. It's just me cutting ass.
Yeah, she does. She said, "Hey, love me too so much. I'm used to it."
I cut ass on Onyx all day. This
She
is
does.
what I do.
Like, you guys better respect me on the Old Blade channel.
Yeah, you guys. I'm here.
No, I don't smoke marijuana.
No, that's not for me. I'm
Once
here
again, my
for-
roommate does though, but not me.
I am here physically with him all the time. I'm here physically with him all the time, so we know each other very well enough to know when we're being serious.
And when we're just playing, most time we're just playing.
99.9% of the time.
You high right now, Emery?
99.9.
Probably why you're watching my show tonight. You are focus minded. You probably like turn this shit off.
Yeah. I'm like, she's talking too much. I gotta go. 99% of the time.
And
we're
Brooklyn, yeah, they are.
99% of the time, I'm joking.
This is like a project here.
I thought they were by Barclays. I thought they were by Barclays.
My friend's mom look at the writing
Is that
Concord. For Sasha Banks.
Concord Jordans? Yeah.
Okay, y'all. This was a fun show. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'll do more shows like this in the future. If you want to see more of my friends, let me know in the comments. Because usually I do chatting with Oblay by myself. But
he has to, schedule.
yeah, I had to schedule her. I had to schedule her.
He has to, come up with the funds because I'm not cheap.
Yeah, but it's up to her. At the end of the day, this is my thing mainly, but I love having her on here. I might even have my other friends do this with me in the future, but it's always something my friends gotta want to do.
Fun fact.
Oh, hey, Akami. You always coming so late, Akami. What's up, dude?
Fun fact. At some point, I'm hoping that I can get this done, but I'm gonna bring back something very old. Just if you have not followed him on Twitter, please do, because at some point I do have plans on changing his name on Twitter again to Anime Titties. So I have screenshots of that.
She does.
His name was Anime Titties, y'all. We'll see if that happens.
Okay, y'all. Love you guys. Peace out. This is another episode of Oblay. Take care. Peace.